Yo, what up, sports fans, and welcome back to your favorite sports channel, the Butts and Sports Podcast. As always, we are your three hosts and great buddies. Myself, Doug, a.k.a. Lightning Leche, a.k.a. Little Dookie, Mr. Spuddy.
What's going on, Spuddy McGee?
And Francis.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And you already know what it is. Hopefully you guys had a chance to check out our previous episodes in the 5,000K. Congratulations to our very own Francis.
Let's go. We got ourselves a bag over the weekend.
That's it.
Yes.
Hey,
So-
let's keep the streak going.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Yeah, so we are back with another DraftKings episode for Week 5. Your Sunday slates, the morning and afternoon games.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a couple rough ones this week, but as usual, let's get into it with the quarterbacks.
This slate is rough.
So let me hit y'all with my top two values of this week. For me, I'm sticking with my same guy from last week. I know I do that a lot, but hey, they got good matchups. Dak Prescott against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott against the Giants.
I know
Yep.
you don't like division matchups, but I just don't see it. I just don't see anything in my head where Dak Prescott doesn't go off.
Nah, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, it's division. The score might be close, but
It's gonna be
performance, that could put up numbers.
Yeah. No, Dak has proven he's a great fantasy play every week.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot. But, yeah, the sorry Giants defense, even if it is a close game, I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring close game. It'll be a high-scoring close game.
Yeah, I don't see like a 6-3 like that, or that 6-7 game. Remember
Yeah.
that 6-7 game back in the day?
Like
Yeah.
maybe like Saquon having like a real nice game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because I really think we get our rush defense test with
Right.
Saquon this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you want to look for value, but also save a little money, I'm looking at Mr. Derek Carr over here playing against Chicago.
Okay.
6,100?
6,100, right above
Ooh.
that 6,000 mark. Nice low. There's always, I feel like I pick it for certain, and I pick kind of like a dice roll. And I feel like Carr, he might be a little of a dice roll, but I feel like a lot of people are not going to pick him up after last week's performance.
Because last week he was a bit shaky.
Yes, sir. Hella shaky. And Chicago's defense, very shaky. And is Khalil Mack still hurt?
Has he been hurt? I haven't really been following the Bears, honestly.
The fact that we don't hear his name that much
Yeah.
around the Bears defense.
Or no highlight reel even.
Mhm.
You know, they haven't been posting him for sure.
Yeah.
And the Raiders took a big loss last week.
Right.
Big divisional loss. So I'm hoping Gruden is like, hey, bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah, two things. They took a loss, so they're looking to bounce back. And Carr is the leading yard
Pass yards?
Yes,
Pass
pass yards.
I had to save you real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had that winning hangover, brother.
Mine
Forgot
went blank.
forgot how to play and everything.
Thank you, Spuddy. But yeah, you know, Carr, for the first time, if you look at the first 3 weeks, week 1 over 400 yards, week 2 just under 400 yards, and then week 3 just under 400 yards.
Yeah.
So against the Chargers, he threw for 196. Like, it was a hard dip.
Yeah.
He doesn't live there, not this year.
Nah.
So he should at least. I mean, the 300-yard bonus is in play for Carr almost every week.
Yeah.
The fact that Josh Jacobs is shaky this year, it's like they kind of abandoned the run in a way.
Yeah.
And if they do use the running backs, it's really just passing and the ball to them. So like, I expect them again to be more pass dominant again because.
Right.
I guess, hey, there's something wrong with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
He's not to his old
way.
self.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he's always dealing with something.
He has the nagging injuries.
Yeah.
Whether it's the ankle, maybe a toe or a knee. You know,
it's hard to see him fully healthy.
Yeah. So I mean that. Oh shit! Excuse me. Fuck. It kind of contributes to how Carr is running the offense right now.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So,
Right.
I mean, Carr's a great pick.
That is.
Yeah, and then I
For-
also
for a
see
bounce
him.
back.
I also see him like because with the Raiders, like I see this game either being Raiders winning by a lot or it oddly being like a 27-24 game. Like okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, very realistic.
Right.
You know,
But yeah, those are my two values: Dak and Derek Carr. Now for top. For my values, going two rookies, y'all. Two rooks.
Rooks.
5,700, Mr. Trey Lance.
Ooh, hey, I was,
Now for the reason I know I said differently against the Cowboys, but this is divisional game, and I do think Shanahan's going to come correct with some kind of game plan to make this a more interesting game than people might think it will be.
right.
On paper, the Cardinals should.
Yeah. But Trey Lance can use his legs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He might score with his feet and with his arm. That's
Right. And
for fantasy purposes,
yeah.
this could be a good look.
Even if it's garbage time, stuff,
he went in late in week 4 and only threw for 157 yards, but threw for 2 touchdowns. He grinded out 20 points in the limited time that he was in. And he's since preseason till now, every time he's gone in the game, has scored.
He scored
a touchdown. So it's a good gamble to take. It's just the Cardinals are scary, so you don't know what they're gonna.
The
throw
nerves could get to him,
could.
and that pick will drop.
It could be a disaster at the same time. It could also be a
beautiful disaster.
Yeah. So
we're about to take a chance.
we'll find out.
chance,
But
take
I
a
like
chance,
it though
take a chance,
because I was
chance.
pondering him too.
Because everyone else below him is
Yeah.
shaky. And my second value is going to be Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
5,300. Probably the best, cheapest quarterback looking right now on the slate.
Definitely has potential to hit a new ceiling.
Yeah.
Against the Texans that are struggling.
And he I think going out there against Tampa Bay, solid defense, and playing the way he did might have given him a little more confidence to, want to air it out a little more.
Yeah.
Has been. Maybe it'll give Belichick a little more confidence to let it air it out. So, if you're looking for a cheap value pick with a possible high ceiling, I think Mac Jones can do it against the Houston Texans, who are looking pretty stale right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one. I think the balanced attack of the Patriots will actually help them out.
Yeah.
This time around.
Right.
But yeah, those are my two values. You guys got any topper values you want?
Just one thing I want to talk about. Not really. I'm mentioning them. Baker Mayfield is now a value pick now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Out of the 6,000.
And I was looking at him too, and I was like, okay, I see Lance and I see Mac Jones, and I'm like, what are the other ones besides who are in between them two that would do better than either one of them two with a higher ceiling?
Yeah.
Winston.
I mean, look at
Bake.
Look, it makes sense why he got out of the what we considered as top pick status, because he hasn't scored over 20 points. The highest he's got was 18.
Yeah.
The man has 3 total touchdowns, 2 throwing, 1 rushing in 4 weeks.
Trey Lance almost has.
It's really the running backs are running the show there.
Big time.
And
Big time.
we saw the game against Minnesota. Was it Minnesota?
Yeah, from Minnesota.
Yeah, it was Minnesota. Can't connect with this big money guy.
Wide open, too. When you look at Mayfield and his history, he is just not...
shaky.
He's not a good play. Just for fantasy purposes, like, he just does not produce.
And he has to show us multiple weeks
that he can do that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say maybe something that could save him is rushing touchdowns, but he's only had 1. Like, he can't even get...
And if you're on the goal line, why would you let Baker go? And
It has to be a play action for him to score like that, because he ain't running a 20-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
he deserves to be in that low value. It's literally a dice roll if he's gonna.
Yeah.
I like Tom Brady this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as a value pick, but as a top pick. I like Tom Brady. He took a little dip last week, but he is a touchdown machine, just scoring machine, because he has talent all around him. Even on the game that he threw for 1 touchdown, he still threw for over 400 yards and a total of 31.7 points.
He scored more points that game when he only threw 1 touchdown than he did in the last game when he threw 5.
It's the fact that he is still playing. He hasn't fallen off a cliff like Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by a lot of names.
And protection.
He has Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk when he's healthy.
Fournette when he plays right.
And man, so Tom Brady, I'm looking, bounce back week for him. He's not going to go stale too long. Yeah.
I mean, you can even go with Kyler Murray, even though probably Kyler Murray is going to be chalky.
He's going to be chalky, but I'm not going to lie, that is a good play.
Because just the Niners defense are beat up.
They're beat up. That Cardinals offense is just scary. It's tough to deal with.
And if you're going to go that high for Kyle Murray, you might as well just tag team him up with a receiver. Cardinals receiver.
We'll get to receivers. But
a side note, how do you think about Trevor Lawrence? And then we'll move on.
That was another one I was just going to briefly mention. I mean, so far his ceiling's 25. And I think against the Titans team defense,
I think he got a little bit more confident last week.
I think Trevor Lawrence has a great chance of landing between 20 to 25 points this week.
Yeah,
it's high ceiling.
And if he had to go even higher than that, it has to be this week.
He does throw a pretty ball, but we have to remember he can also use his legs in the red zone. He can move.
Yeah.
So Trevor Lawrence has a chance to get some rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns.
And I would even say with mistakes, if he does like an interception this week, I think he cover it up.
Yeah.
I think because that's the nature of this matchup is going to be.
Yeah, this matchup I can see it being a shootout, high scoring game.
No, I like Trevor Lawrence as a possible candidate. Yeah, this week for sure.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for the quarterbacks. Just to give a quick little review, my 2 values this week are going to be Dak Prescott at 6,900 against that banged-up Giants D. Derek Carr against Chicago for 6,100. And then my value picks this week are the 2 rookies. Trey Lance at 5,700 against Arizona. And then Mac Jones at 5,300 against Houston. Good luck, everyone.
Hey, we'll see how we do.
To the running backs.
What's good? This is Francis.
Listen to this man. Listen to this man.
Pay attention, everyone.
Get your notebooks out.
I had a great weekend last weekend, but I will admit this slate is tough. It's tough. So we're going top heavy here. I love Derrick Henry always, every week. His usage is going to be high. And honestly, if you've been watching Derrick Henry for a while, he has his most epic highlights against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has one of his most epic runs.
9,000?
And that's why he's 9,000. He's damn near 10K.
God damn it. I wish they put it at 9,100. So he's over 9,000.
And
he's over 9,000.
Have it there.
Yeah.
But, the beauty about this, too, is A.J. Brown does come back, right? So as threatening as that might sound, it's actually a great thing because if A.J. Brown is back, that means the Jacksonville Jaguars can't just load up the box the whole fucking game.
Nope.
Unless they want to get burnt.
Unless they want to get destroyed on the outside. So it kind of opens it up a little bit for Derrick Henry. And I think if you drop the 9K, you're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Second one is going to be Saquon Barkley for me. Just because of usage. Shepard and Darius Slayton are still pretty questionable. Yeah. There's no guarantee that either of them are coming back. And then Saquon has actually been hitting his stride the past 2 weeks. He might have peaked his ceiling last week, and I don't really expect him to hit his ceiling again, but I do see 25 points from Saquon just off pure usage.
Yeah, just pure.
And
got nobody else go out there.
Now, the interesting thing here says the Dallas Cowboys are top 10 against the run. But when you look at their schedule, Saquon is going to by far be the most talented runner they've gone against.
Yeah.
And Eckler was the second one. And Eckler was actually pretty much controlled. He still grounded out 22 points that game.
He did.
So I think Saquon Barkley can see similar usage like Eckler did in their game. So
I'll get 22,
20, anywhere from 22 to 27. If Saquon can, provide that, beautiful. So I think Saquon is a nice play here. All right, moving on to value picks. We're gonna come back to one guy, but I'm gonna mention this guy again. I don't know how you're gonna feel. Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds from the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. He is questionable, though, and I don't know if he's been practicing. That's why it's very situational. Yeah. You're going to have to check a lot of these guys Sunday morning, Sunday morning right before the games.
Set your alarm, fellers.
Because it's going to be game time decision stuff.
He hasn't been practicing.
He has not been practicing, but what I have seen from him lately is he's running really nice. He's very solid in his performances. He doesn't dud you. He doesn't drop below 10 points. But he's missing his touchdown still. This man has gotten very close to the end zone so many times, but he just can't get it in. And I think
he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
I think if the Cardinals and Niner game ends up turning out how it is on paper, the Cardinals should end up with somewhat of a comfortable lead. And I think, Chase Edmonds gets a good amount of action if he's healthy. Mm-hmm. If he's healthy. We got to keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. The second dude I'm going to mention is Leonard Fournette against the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Here's another guy that, I love the usage from last game. He got 20 carries. Mm-hmm. And for receiving, he got targeted 5 times and caught 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Almost 20 points without a touchdown, though. This man hasn't scored a touchdown.
They gave it to Barber. They gave that touchdown to Barber.
Or Jones, you mean?
Yeah, Jones.
Jones, yeah.
I don't know why I keep on saying Barber.
Ronald Jones, yeah. But see, the thing is, Fournette eventually has to score. It's Leonard Fournette. We're getting into week 5. He has not had a touchdown yet. Mm-hmm. But his usage is there. That's the thing. He's clearly the starter this season. Yeah. There's no split 50-50. Leonard Fournette.
Jones fucked up too much.
Yeah. So I mean, look, the Dolphins are kind of struggling. I think the Bucs take pretty early control of this game, and I think Leonard Fournette, if anything, sees a lot of usage. It gets maybe at least 20 attempts. So that's my second value. The only other person I kind of want to mention, just in case, is Pollard.
Hey, I was gonna mention if he didn't.
Yeah, because one, Zeke is a little banged up and practicing, very limited, but also Tony Pollard has a ceiling of about 25 points, 26 points, and he's explosive. And I think he's due to score because he hasn't scored in 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, he's a great flex option.
He's a great flex option. And the thing is, he gets to the 60, 70 yards rushing off 10 attempts. So imagine if they gave Tony Pollard 15 tries. He could get damn close to that 100-yard mark.
Oh, for sure.
So I think the Giants, they're used to Zeke. Yeah. I don't think they're quite used to Tony Pollard's burst.
No.
So I see Tony Pollard having a big play.
Yeah.
This game.
I could see game plan like this. Zeke pounds the ball through up the middle twice. Then maybe throw again. Tony Pollard's in. First down. Boom. Sideline. Gone.
Yeah.
60-yard.
Just because you kind of sleep him with Zeke's bruising speed and style, but then you put in that burst that they're not really expecting him.
And weirdly, he could lay down a shoulder too.
Yeah.
So
I was looking at Tony Pollard. Like I said, I'm going to be checking Sunday morning, checking the injury updates on a lot of these guys. But it's looking like if you want to take a gamble as a flex, Tony Pollard has potential to break out and have a big play this game. So
I like it.
Who do you guys like?
Dougie, do you got anyone in mind?
Chubby. I like Nick Chubbs.
Nick Chubby's.
Chubbs. I mean, he's sleeping. He's due.
He's
snoozing.
It's because they've been going Kareem Hunt.
Oh, heavy.
They've been going Kareem Hunt heavy.
It's
heavy.
I mean,
well, I think they know it too, and I think he's due for a big game.
He's due to score because the usage is there. 22 attempts week 3 and 21 attempts last week. So it's not like they're not giving him the ball. No, he's getting over 20 touches. Yeah. He's missing that touchdown.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the thing is, I really feel like they give Nick Chubb's the type of running, just run up the middle so we can control the clock.
Yeah.
Like those type of plays.
Kareem Hunt's more of the receiver type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, they're not trying to do like a sweep with Nick Chubb too much where he could try to burst out. And he has that speed to do that.
We've seen him break out to the outside many times and just burn people.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nick Chubb, yeah, man. We know his ceiling can be close to damn near 30 on a great game. So, he's due for one.
I guess a few guys to mention if you're kind of low on cash for like flex plays because they're more the pass catching type of running backs. I'm gonna go McNichols from Tennessee, the backup running back
for Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's not even that he's gonna be like picking up rushing attempts. They actually been playing him as a slot guy.
12 targets last game.
Yeah, he was playing in the slot because there's no Brown, no Jones, so they had to use him. I know Brown is coming back.
They might still have to use him.
Yeah. So I wouldn't sleep on McNichols, and he could score a touchdown too.
He got a lot of usage last game. Wow.
So it's something to consider because he's only 5,000.
Definitely.
Another one would be Gainwell, Philadelphia. They got a tough defense, which means he might get dumped the ball a lot because that's kind of what happened when he went against Dallas. Now, he didn't score that much points, but I feel like if they wanted to be effective, they will dump it out to him and he'll go get yards. Yeah. So there's a possibility there that he could develop some points.
That's a good call. I didn't realize they had moved McNichols out to the slot.
Oh, yeah. I slowly started noticing McNichols, and then once A.J. Brown and Julio Jones were both out, I checked his status, and he's the backup running back, but they're moving him to the slot. So
that's beautiful.
So
because even when they moved him to the slot, he got one rushing attempt, but the fact that he's still on both those stat sheets, that's what you want. You want him to rush and catch balls. So.
Yeah. So however your usage, because that's more than receivers.
Yeah. Bro, 12 targets for running back. Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So just think about McNichols. Think about Gainwell, and those are like really good, if you're running low on cash and you need that flex play.
Right. No, that's a good call.
So
I think that pretty much wraps it up for the running backs then. In summary, top pick, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. Then for value, depending, Chase Edmonds and Leonard Fournette with runner-up Tony Pollard. And we're going to move on to wide receivers. Take it away, Spuddy.
Wide outs. All right. So first on the list, someone's been bubbling.
I like the bubblers.
Hey, he's about to bust.
Lord have mercy. I'm about to bust.
Can I take a guess? Can I take a gander here?
Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins?
Yes.
Cha-ching.
Yep. I think D-Hop is going to have a game. He's been kind of quiet lately.
Cannot disagree.
Just put in enough numbers to say, hey, I'm around, but not scoring that touchdown like he did in like week 2.
Right.
Yeah. So he's been missing a touchdown.
Right.
And honestly, he's missing a 100-yard game.
He is.
I think he gets 120 this game. Because sometimes, teams are not thinking fantasy, of course, but they do understand, hey, you got to feed your boys. Whether it's touchdowns or just for their own. Okay, keep them happy, keep confidence going, things like that. They're not paying attention to no fantasy, but you use that for fantasy. You use that. So D-Hop, have a game. I was gonna put Devontae Adams, but I feel like he's in a weird space right now. Like they use him a lot, but then one game they're like, okay, he's a decoy.
Yeah.
So I think he might be a decoy this game.
Right.
So, I mean, one of the other receivers on, I think Cobb will have a game, but he's not part of my top picks this week. But next on the top picks, D-Hop was 7,600 for this week. Up next, I'm picking A.J. Brown.
AJ Brown, I like that pick.
I think AJ Brown should have a nice game.
Bounce back game.
Yeah, since he was out last game. And, they haven't been really putting up numbers. So, it's a good matchup for him against Jacksonville's defense. Nothing crazy going on here.
So to add to your point on AJ Brown, I forgot to mention when we were talking about quarterbacks, I think Tannehill's going to have his best game because the reason why he's been struggling is that O-line is trash. Mm-hmm. He's been getting sacked a lot. Jacksonville Jaguars can't get to the quarterback.
They can't.
They're struggling to get sacks.
Yeah, all their talent is gone now.
Right.
There's non-existent.
So I think Tannehill. So yeah, I agree with you. I think AJ Brown has probably his best game of the season, just because Tannehill's going to have time to throw him a good pass.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's going to be a nice little mixed game, but AJ Brown's going to have his touches, have his yards, everything like that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I picked Jacksonville. This is why we say that this matchup might be a shootout.
Might be. And my gut tells me that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might go over. Both teams might go over 30 points easily.
Yeah,
easily.
So AJ Brown is 6,500. Those are my two top picks for the week. Now we go into value. Now we go into the opposite of that matchup. I'm going Marvin Jones Jr.
I love that. Yep, that's a nice
5,700.
Yep,
he is the reliable veteran.
Yes, sir.
That still gets the long bombs and scores the touchdown, gets the yardage. He still gets his targets too. So I expect a good game from him, and he's nice value. Nice value.
Even for garbage time greatness, he's in play.
Exactly. I like him over Chark.
Over Chark. Oh, yeah, and Chark's not even an option this week. But I honestly, Laviska Shenault Jr.
Yeah,
that he's a very physical guy.
Yeah, so. And they use him a lot in
rushing attempts.
Like he's like
a Cordell Patterson,
Deebo Samuels, those type of players. They use them in that type of way.
Yep, definitely. So Marvin Jones, I like him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And next, I also got Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne.
Yep, that's my surprise one right there.
Okay, has he been acting like kind of a?
He's been honestly the security blanket.
The security blanket for the Patriots.
He has. Yeah. He had a better game against the Saints.
Right.
But I know the Tampa Bay game he didn't. He got targets though.
Yeah.
He only scored 10 points last game, but I still feel like against this defense, he could put up some nice numbers.
Yeah.
A lot of targets might go his way if things aren't open.
Yeah. I mean, looking at their receiving core, Bourne is probably one of their more talented receivers because even when he was acting as the 3 in San Francisco, he was a very solid number 3.
Mm-hmm.
He was scoring a lot in the red zone for us. Yeah. So he is a pretty good route runner, has solid hands.
They paid big money for him.
Yeah.
And he's showing that he's probably their most reliable catcher right now.
So, yeah.
Because Nelson Aguilar,
I forget he's on that team.
Yeah. Nelson Aguilar is just I don't know. He's here and there.
Yeah.
Myers, he'll catch the ball, but then fumble it or do something,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of uncertainty. The thing is, was it Harry's back in the fold,
right?
So there could be a situation where he might not get the ball, but I think Kendrick Bourne's showing enough that he's a reliable target and plays his way into the rotation.
Okay.
I mean, Harry was thinking about putting in a trade in earlier in the season. And that's something Patriots could easily say, yeah, we're not going to play you no more.
Yeah.
Type of situation.
Yeah.
But then you look at Aguilar and Myers, some of the things that they're not really going up to.
Right.
But it seems like Mac Jones likes Myers a lot. So I think Myers and Bourne are his two favorite wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you put that in perspective, I think Kendrick Bourne should have a great game against Houston.
Yeah.
Even if the Houston claps down on the coverage, Kendrick Bourne will get open for those nice plays.
His floor should be 10 points, I think. I think it's safe to say that.
Yeah, and he's 4,000.
Yeah, at 4K.
So if you're really low on money,
yeah. No, that's good.
4,000 sounds pretty good if you
paying $4,000 and he gets you 15 points, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, if you go with the Mac Jones type of pick in your lineup and Kendrick Bourne, something could happen.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Just something to think about. Anything else, fellers?
For bubblers, for me, someone who I think's been bubbling and he's ready to burst, I think it's gonna happen this game is Keenan Allen.
Yeah, man.
Keenan Allen.
He's only had one touchdown so far this season, and he's been kind of like he's just doing okay numbers. He hasn't been playing bad. He hasn't hit his floor or nothing like that.
Teams are realizing he's the number one threat.
Yeah,
and then they started covering Mike Williams. So they got blanketed for a while, and then Herbert went to cook.
But I think against this Cleveland defense, what I do notice, what they do a lot, because I've been watching. I think I watched the last 2 Chargers games because they were on TV and they were like interesting games. But what I've noticed is when Herbert gets a lot of pressure, he hits those like quick slants, and they put Keenan Allen up there a lot. And there's been a couple times where either they missed it or he got tackled, but it was like they're right there. Like if he misses that tackle or if Herbert throws that a little better, that's to the house.
Yeah, he breaks away.
So I think maybe against this good Browns D line, like they might be able to connect on a couple quick passes that might.
Yeah, because I feel like with Mike Williams, he doesn't connect on those quick passes like that.
Yeah.
Compared to Keenan Allen, when you want someone that's willing to catch, in traffic all the time, be that guy. Yeah, and Keenan Allen does that a lot.
Right.
Sometimes it gets him injured, but he does it. He does it.
Look, through the first 4 weeks, he's been targeted 44 times, meaning he's averaging 11 targets a game. So no matter what, they're trying to get him the ball.
Yeah.
One of these times, it's going to connect like crazy, and he might end up with two tubs at over 100 yards.
Yeah.
He's very capable of that type of game. He just hasn't had it yet. So I agree. He is a bubbly type of player right now. Even when his usage
the tubs.
is
Bring in the tubs.
He needs a tub. Another guy that's been stalling out since week 1, that if we're going to play on your quarterback, Dougie, Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb, I think is going to be big this weekend. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a 20-plus point game.
Yeah, a CeeDee Lamb play would be nice.
Yeah, he went for 26 points against the Bucks. But he's look, week 3, 9 points. Week 4, 3 points. I think CeeDee's way better than that.
It also plays into how the running has been going.
True.
And the running, because last game, Dak only was throwing in the 20s.
True.
He was under 200 yards.
True.
And that was more because they were just efficient running.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what surprised me. It was working, and the Cowboys actually consistently stayed with it. They didn't switch it up.
Right? They didn't try to do
something crazy.
Yeah, the Cowboys are known to be like, okay, it worked in the first half. Let's fucking start throwing it and let them come back.
And then I also think Marvin Jones might be a little chalky this week. So I think a nice pivot play is Laviska Shenault. Just because he's a big physical guy, he hasn't scored a touchdown yet, even though he gets rushing attempts and receiving attempts. You know what I mean? But 17 points last game, literally 1 yard away from 100 receiving yards. He was at 99.
Rough.
So if he would have got one more reception,
extra 3 points.
So he's in the 20s, I think he gets his first touchdown against a soft Titans defense.
Yeah.
He's a very physical guy.
Yeah.
So Laviska at 48. I'm a fan.
One guy I just want to mention before we move on for the high values, DJ Moore, 7,500.
Hey, that guy.
But he's that guy.
He's gonna be chalky as fuck.
He's gonna be chalky
after last week. Chalky as fuck.
But he's just that dude, man.
That dude there.
He's that dude. He really leveled up this season.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I mean, his last games, 21, 23, 34.
He hit his ceiling last week.
You think so?
34? You think he's capable of like 40 to 50 like Tyreek Hill?
Nah, that's not Tyree.
He scored 2 touchdowns last game.
But he can get you at least 20
Do you think he'll score 3 ever in a game?
I think.
I mean, it's possible.
This year though. This year. With Christian McCaffrey coming back?
Yeah.
It's
two could be his ceiling, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. 12, yeah, that was the ceiling, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying DJ Moore can't put up 25 against the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think he's on a roll for sure.
Yeah. If he hits 40 this week,
what about Ruggs? What about Ruggs and going against the Bears?
So, here's the thing about Ruggs, man. Every game, they try for him, right? Yeah. And this past game, if Carr didn't miss him, he would have had another bomb touchdown. You know? So
he's literally boomer bust.
He's literally the most boomer bust player in the league right now. And the thing is it's all on Carr to hit him. Yeah. Because Ruggs can beat his assignment. He has the speed. Like
crazy speed.
It's actually living up to the hype. But sometimes Carr does drop it in the bucket. And just like last game when he was kind of shaky, he didn't drop it in the bucket, missed him.
Shaky.
And all of a sudden, see, if you would have added that bomb and touchdown, Ruggs is probably at 20 points.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he's at 5,600 this week. You know, so if you want to go for that, you know.
Like the safe pick with receivers, with the Raiders is Renfro, because he gets the work. He gets the work.
He gets the slot work.
But Ruggs is that nice dice roll that you can take that for that home run play. You know, where it takes maybe 2 or 3 catches and he's almost at 100 yards already.
Yeah, sooner or later they will connect.
Yeah.
It's just when.
Yeah. And they have connected a few times already. So they're very capable of connecting. But, yeah, we're done with Allen Robinson still.
How about Mooney, though?
Mooney's a possible flex play. What's his price this week?
4,700.
Yeah, that's in play. That's in play.
Yeah. What about Detroit Raymond?
Raymond over Cephas?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because last week he scored 2 touchdowns.
I think they take turns.
And then because he's 19 that week, 12 the previous one.
How banged up is Hawkinson?
I don't know if he's banged up or more. It's like,
because if he's not banged up, then I think Hawkinson's bounce back game.
Well, it's his knee.
That's what I'm saying. Has he been practicing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was limited, but you know, something tells me the Lions are just putting him at the line to block now.
Yeah.
So we don't know what Hawkinson, because I want to really do the chant.
All right.
Ever since, honestly, we jinxed it.
Okay.
We fucking jinxed it.
We don't do the chant this week, and if he gets over 20 points, then we don't do the chant.
Then the chant's done.
No, but it's such a great chant. Man. Come on. Give us that. Please. We want to do the chant.
Oh, man.
All right. That wraps it up with receivers.
Yeah.
To wrap up and review my picks, I picked D-Hop going against the shaky Niner defense.
Shaky.
He's priced at 7,600. Yeah. A.J. Brown going against the Jags, 6,500. Those are my 2 top picks. For value picks, we got Marvin Jones Jr. with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 5,700. And to round that off, it's Kendrick Bourne with the New England Patriots at 4,000.
Yes, sir.
Now we open up conversations with tight end and defense. First tight ends. Let's go.
Before we start the tight end, is Drew Lock starting?
Apparently,
let me check.
That's up in the air.
Oh.
I feel like it might be a game time decision.
Yeah.
Because they say that Teddy Bridgewater feels fine. I've heard reports.
Yeah. Because if it's Drew Lock starting, no offense, number 1.
Bridgewater will practice Thursday in a limited fashion. So he practiced in a limited fashion today. So it's not like, so he's trending in the right direction. Yeah, is what they're saying. And I think if it's a concussion protocol and he got to practice today, he should be able to go, especially if the only other option is playing Drew Lock. I think
Hey, Drew Lock.
Hey, Drew Lock, you're nothing but a lock. You're everything. Hey, you're everything but a lock.
Hey, you're locking down TikTok.
Oh man, but I think Bridgewater plays. I think he plays.
Think Bridgewater plays. So Noah Fant. How we like him? No, yes, no.
I mean, doesn't his usage kind of go down? Because Drew Lock almost like Noah's like Drew Lock's favorite target
ever. That's
so the first two weeks was 12 and 13. You got targeted 8 and 6 times. Week 3 against the Jets, he only got targeted 3 times.
But then week 4, 10.
Week 4, 10.
Well, that's what Drew.
46 yards.
That's what Drew, right?
Yeah. I mean, he really only had one bad game compared to his basically average.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you could take that information however you want, but I could still see him as a pick if you're kind of like don't know what tight end to pick. I don't think he's going to get a lot of usage.
You know, Kittle still hasn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know why they're not using him.
I
really don't know why.
I think with us taking 2 L's in a row and Kittle being touchdownless, I think we have to open up the playbook.
You have to. If you guys don't, then Kyle Shanahan's ego is too much at this point.
Yeah. And I honestly think Shanahan's play calling literally, it comes from the run game first. And then he can do his thing. But if he doesn't have that, he doesn't know really what to do at that point.
But that exposes him.
Yeah,
like to the fullest. Because, like, dude, like, you're telling me when you had these high-power offenses.
Well, you got to understand, like, even his dad, they're geniuses at creating amazing running backs. Like, the run game that they develop is amazing. And it's unique. And that's why you get amazing running backs whenever you think about his dad's teams or Kyle Shanahan's teams. But that's where they shine. That's where their genius comes from, the run game. And then you play action from there. But we don't have that right now.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Sometimes you got to understand what you got and what you don't got. And you had a full room. Now you have
nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to be like, well, you're telling me you don't have no plays for passing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think Kittle has a high usage this game, especially if the game script is we're going to be playing from behind type shit.
Yeah.
Like, Kittle's due for a touchdown. He's due for a high usage game.
Yeah.
I like Kittle this week. And I also like Gesicki.
Okay.
Is Tua coming back?
One more game.
So Brissett's still playing?
This is probably his last. Brissett's probably last game.
So I see, there's a potential. Honestly, my gut tells me that the Bucs are going to put away this game, and there'll probably be garbage time for the Dolphins. But who knows? Maybe the Dolphins actually put up a hard fight and go toe-to-toe with the Bucs. Either way, Brissett loves Gesicki. He's had 2 games in a row in the double-digit points. I think it was like 16 and 18.
Yeah.
And I think as long as Brissett is starting, Gesicki sees at least 6 to 8 targets.
Yeah, Will Fuller is on the IR.
And Will Fuller is now on the IR.
Crazy, right?
He lives there. That's his home.
God, bro. A finger issue.
Yeah. I like Dalton.
Dalton Schultz?
Not Andy. Dalton Schultz.
Schultz.
Yeah.
You know what? Tight ends are like a must against the Giants, especially in the Cowboy game.
Yeah.
You know, they're bread and butter.
And we have 2 solid ones, Schultz and Jarwin.
Yeah.
They've been leaning more towards Schultz. And
yeah, they are leaning way more towards Schultz.
He's been showing up.
There's 3 interesting names in the 3Ks. Low 3Ks.
Usman? CJ Uzman?
No, I think Uzman. I think that was an anomaly game.
I think they utilized him again.
Well, he definitely hit his ceiling
because
I think 10 to 15 points is
just what.
realistic.
No, I'm also thinking about the Green Bay's defense. I don't think they pair well against tight ends.
He's a big physical guy, so maybe they call him more plays.
I mean, that's why Packers got Jalen Smith, because they're kind of hurt in that position right now.
I was thinking Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
Just because Gronk is most likely not going to play. Mm-hmm. And last game he got targeted 6 times, even though he only caught 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Brady still tried to get him the ball.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice red zone target, too. Mm-hmm. I've seen Cameron Brate catch a few touchdowns.
Okay.
He's a pretty big body dude. Hooper, I'm still waiting for him to have a
game.
Kind of game.
But as long as Baker's playing like that, yeah, I don't probably not not a good play. The other one is Ingram, just because Shepard, Darius Slayton still very questionable. Mm-hmm. And if the game script is, hey, we're playing from behind because we're getting our asses kicked, Ingram is just a big target. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I still like Eagles tight ends.
Goddard and Ertz. Yeah, they're the best receivers. Yeah, and they're both get good usage.
Both of them.
And
people thought it was silly. Like, you can't play one or the other. They're both bad picks. Play both of them. Play fucking both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, fuck it. And on the same team.
Yeah, fuck it.
And low key, like, Ertz being $1,700 cheaper, that's actually a nice play.
Because it really is.
He only finished 4 points behind Goddard. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's not like he's way behind Goddard.
In the last 2 weeks, he's been over 10.
Yeah.
And Goddard was like 16, but 8 the next. So Ertz looking like more of the higher play.
Yeah, he got 12 points without a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So Ertz for a value play against the Panthers, pretty.
Yeah, 8 targets, 7 targets with the Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they're using him since he came back. Mm-hmm. He was out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He's getting more targets both times than Goddard.
Yeah. It's just Goddard caught the touchdown. That's what saved him last night.
Saved your ass.
That's what saved me too. That's what. That's what saved me. But Ertz, I'm telling you, to be $1,700 cheaper and have the usage,
and you can put that money towards someone else.
Mm-hmm. So Zach Ertz, I wonder how. Yeah, he won't be chalky this week. Not at all.
No. The only reason why he'll be chalky is because, hey, we have no more money.
Right.
You know.
All right. You guys want to move on to defenses?
Let's get it.
I mean, Patriots, that's a lock. Low key, like 4,900. That I am almost tempted to try to build a lineup with them as my defense and see what I can come up with.
It's one of those things that, like, if you're not picking the Patriots, like, you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah.
Because they might be scoring that much point.
Broncos defense against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one. Just because Broncos does have the pass rush.
Shit, even Steelers defense against Broncos if Drew Lock's playing. I don't care that Steelers defense is bummy right now because of all injuries.
Yeah, Drew Lock.
If it's Drew Lock in, I'm picking Steelers. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay, I can't even be mad at that. Buccaneers defense is a good play. Pricey, but
even if you do pick the Steeler defense, the Broncos style of play is very possession based. They don't score a lot of points on you, and they don't rack up too many yards. Yeah. Okay. So it's like, you know, if you fuck up, they won't be doing too much with the yardage.
Let me ask you guys this question: for defenses from 2,500 and under, who is your pick from that list?
2,500 and under. Ooh.
Washington.
You like Washington against
just because New Orleans is the team that would let them bounce, like, get their spark going
and make them feel good about themselves, like have that confidence going.
New Orleans lays eggs like they're birds.
I agree. Washington, because we don't know what type of Saints we're getting.
Show up.
No, we don't. We
don't know. We could get a complete flop from them.
We could.
Who do you like, Spuddy? I kind of.
Were you gonna say Bengals?
I was gonna say Bengals, but Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams might eat him up, bro.
Hey, this might be the week. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's a tough one. It's really a tough one because the bottom feeders are really bottom feeders when it comes to fantasy points
for the defense. Like if you go value on defense, you're really punting.
Yeah,
you're really risky.
Hear me out on this one.
Okay,
hear me out, and you might think
he's gonna say Lions.
No, you might think this shit is disgusting.
Okay,
I might have to pick the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer that over
because here's the thing: Eagles are definitely going to put Darius Slay on DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And we don't know where Robbie Anderson has been.
He's not there.
so
And the Panthers haven't put up over 30 points.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And at least they have a somewhat of a pass rush.
Yeah. When they're healthy.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I
think Graham's been out. But they still got Fletcher Cox, right? And
another guy Sweat.
Yeah.
Sweat.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the strong point in their defense for sure. Yeah. They can rack up some sacks.
Exactly. So, rack up some sacks, possibly maybe an interception.
Be disruptive.
Exactly.
Get in there.
I'm not expecting a pretty game from their defense, but enough to cause turnovers to make up for their sorriness.
Actually, I would have expected the Eagles defense to be priced 25 and the Lions to be down at 22.
Yeah.
Like I think they should have switched prices there.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right.
Yeah. If I kind of convinced you guys, I know.
You got me.
I know. It's kind of like,
I'm gonna take a chance on you.
I think because even picking the Bengals, you're risking going against Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, right? Yeah. So I think I agree. Doug's Washington pick because Saints can be so shaky. Winston hasn't even thrown for over 200 yards yet, has he? No.
And if he did, it was for a loss, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So literally, like Kamara has to save them. And their defense has to save them.
They have no wideouts.
Yeah. So Washington, great pick. Eagles, and you convinced me. For 2,200 defense, you convinced me.
Shaky
defenses.
Yes, sir.
Shaky.
So cool. I did that. I can't believe I did that for the Eagles.
So
I'm gonna take a shower now.
So pretty much the defenses in the middle of the pack, you could literally. There's no telling.
Put them on a dartboard and throw it.
So I think for defenses this week, you either go very top heavy, right? So Patriots, Bucks, Broncos, or at the bottom you go Washington or Eagles.
Yeah. And the thing is, where Cowboys are priced 2,800, it's an option.
I like the Cowboys pricing at 28, and I like the Raiders too at 29 against Bears offense.
Because if you cause some turnovers, that gives more points than laying yards and points to happen, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be in negatives,
right?
So,
I mean,
I feel Cowboys have turned over the ball a lot this season. So, I expect the trend to continue.
Yeah.
They have 10 takeaways. It's crazy to me that the Cowboys have 8 total interceptions and 5 of them from not Stephon Diggs, but Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
And look, 10 takeaways, almost 10 sacks, and a defensive touchdown. So your guys' defense has been showing up. It's been doing its thing.
So, I could see, using the Cowboys defense of doing that against... I don't even know what type of Giants we're going to play against.
Yeah. Look, to be honest, if I was the Giants, right, I would create a game plan with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley doing some read option shit and giving the Cowboys trouble that way. But I know you're not going to do that.
Hey, not to be mean, thank God we released Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
Because I could see Jalen Smith being the quarterback spy.
And getting burned. And getting burned by Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Like Lamar.
Yeah. So that would be my game plan for the Giants. I know they're not going to do that. I still think they're going to rely heavy on Saquon. But it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys do against that offense. You, Dougie, you got anything else?
Not on defense. Everything else is very Like I said, put it on a dartboard and throw it.
And just throw it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, cheers to another 5,000.
Yes.
Hey, good luck to us. Shit. Hopefully the luck hits us again.
Hopefully.
Hey, we gotta repeat and repeat and repeat.
Keep the streak going. Hey, at least land in the green, right? Maybe not first place, but let's go deep in the green.
Hey, I was mad because I landed in the green, but fuck, I could have been higher.
Yeah,
I could have been higher.
You know, DJ Moore pissed off a lot of people.
Pissed me the fuck off. Can we get much higher? So high.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for week 5. Shit. Good luck to everybody. This has been another episode for the Millionaire Maker.
Mm-hmm.
This is our bread and butter episode every Thursday. And every Friday morning we drop. Every Thursday we get together to do this.
Yep.
But this is Francis, and yeah, subscribe, tune in. We dropping shit every week. Mm-hmm. I'm out. You, Dougie?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy. You already know what it is. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify Podcasts. We're on Podcasts for Podcasts. Wherever you listen to your podcast, just search Buds and Sports, and we're there. Twitter, Instagram, we everywhere. We out here. Peace.
I really thought you were going to go, podcast here. We are potted around.
But I kept this sleep.
Yeah. Go ahead, share it with your peoples, whoever trying to get on this train, this Bud and Sports train. Fuck with us. Tap in. Tune in. Share. Tap in. Tap. Tap. Let's go, everyone. I'm Spuddy McGee. We are Buds and Sports. We're fucking out.